Hey everyone, in this video we'll be reviewing the tier 8 German premium heavy tank E65 Zwilling. The tank is available as part of Black Friday event and you have the option to whether you want to equip the skin or not, but if you equip the skin you do get the 65% XP bonus. That's the bonus, and it only works if you have the skin installed. Other than that, the tank features the dual barrel that behaves exactly like ST2 and not like FP225. What that means is you can fire the gun even if you have one shell loaded, and if you fire both barrels, there's a delay before the reload starts again, which is different from FP225 where you can only fire single shot if both the shells are loaded. So let's get started with the setup I'm using for this tank. It is a heavy tank, so going with the survivability and gun perks, loading all premium shells, as premium is APCR, no reason not to. You could load some AT shells as well, but I'm going with premium. Equipment, gun stabilizer, improved ventilation, traction system, and coated optics, using 3 large consumables, repair kit, medkit, and rations. For crew skills, I'm going with bond leader, snapshot, run and gun, clutch braking, off-road driving, safe storage, armor angling, track mechanic, and Deadeye. It used to call Deadeye, and now it's called Expert Gunner. Basically, as I said, focusing on gun and survivability. The tank does have an Alpha 560 if you do fire both shells. Looking at the armor view of the tank, the armor is okay. The tier 8 heavy have rough life, but if you're top tier, then the armor is workable. It does have the 9 degrees gun depression that can help you play a little bit held out as well. So on the turret, you do have 280 behind the gun, 270 on the cheeks, and then your gun mantlet is a little weaker. Upper hull 160 can bounce shots, especially if you're shooting standard of same or lower tiers. And your side turret is also 160 towards the front. The rear of the turret is 120. Lower plate is 100 and then you have 70 of the side armor, but you can't really side scrape because the shoulders, and you will get penned, and then a 60 on the top side. But the reason I'm saying you can't side scrape is because it's diagonal, the shoulder blades, and you will get penned. Even though it has a side armor where you can effectively side scrape, but you can't really. And the armor on there is 120 so you will get penned if you try to side scrape. So it's better to play hull down. That's what this tank relies on, because it does have the dual barrels, 9 degrees of gun depression. Usually Tiger has 8. The better gun depression, premium is APCR, and 2 things. That means, yeah, it is a heavy tank, but you're better at range than up close, unless of course you are top tier. And if you are if you're fighting tier 10s, well, you wouldn't be that useful up close anyway. You can play like mid range, but the tank can play long range as well due to the shell velocity and gun depression. But of course it doesn't have the camo. If just because you can doesn't mean you always stay at the back, but that's where it excels at. So I would say, because it's a heavy tank with good gun, you play mid range, not up front, especially when you're facing tier 9s and 10. And if you have the opportunity, you can close in. Just keep in mind that heavy tank usually gets stuck if you over push early on. Now going back to the module, you have engine and fuel tank in the back, ammo rear turret center, and then 4 crew members in the turret, 2 drivers in the hull. Looking at the stats, forward 38, reverse 15. Decent speed though. It didn't feel like sluggish. 14.28 power to weight. It runs 1500. Hull rotation 31. Terrain resistance of 0.87, 0.95, and 1.59 respectively on firm, medium, and soft. View range 444 after I have coated optics installed. Turret rotation 26. Accuracy during rotation is beautiful. 0.7 after stabilizer though. Gun depression of 9, elevation of 19. Rate of fire 8.5 to 7.05, so almost 7 seconds for reload of individual gun. Accuracy during movement 1.54, aim time is 1.8. So gun handling not that bad either, and standard is AP, premium is APCR. The DPM per gun is 386, but the situational APS is better because you can fire those gun 1-2-1-2 before the reload kind of catches up. The penetration 221 standard, not bad. 273 premium, beautiful. For an APCR. Alpha is 280 and 374 HE, which has 44 pin. Shell velocity 1000 for standard and AT, and 1250 for premium APCR. Same for second gun. It has a silver run of 50%, tank XP of 100%, premium vehicle run rate of 10%, And as I said, if you put the skin on, you get additional 65% on XP. Now see what this tank can do in the battlefield. In Mountain Pass, not spawn at A1. Decent matchmaking as there is no artillery. And as I said, the tank does have quick reload or decent reload for having a dual barrel for a heavy tank. And as I said, the tank works exactly like ST2, which means it's better to play a single shot. You trade 1-2, 1-2-1. And of course, if you don't think you'll have the opportunity to fire again, then you fire both the guns at the same time, and then there's a cooldown of a few seconds as well. But using single gun is the way to go if you want to brawl, as you'll be more effective. And then of course you can fire even if the one gun is loaded. So pre-aiming over to the cross, our light tank is going forward, and I hit the light tank and bounced. So I did hit though. It does have a beautiful accuracy during rotation though. Going for another shot as the light tank is coming back. Hopefully second time is the charm, and this time I do hit him. And their light tank going wild. I thought he's gonna counter our light, but apparently he had a different plan. He just came, I don't know what he was doing. And then there's Skoda T56 penned him. Not happy, not happy. I was thinking if I should wait for the second gun to reload and double tap him, but I'm like, nah, I'll just fire the first because your accuracy is better when you're using this single gun. And this time I know he won't peek again, so double tapping, bang, 624. That's some high roll because 280 into times 2 is 560, and that 624 is a juicy alpha. Another tank side peeking. Luckily though, it didn't pen me. I was angle side, and that's what I'm saying, that you can side scrape, but a good player will just hit your shoulders and will pen you. And what I noticed on the left side is there are a lot of tanks just pushing forward, not really paying attention. And I can just go on the left and use my DPM. As I said, the situational DPM is very good because the opponent will fire once and you can fire 3 times in that window, and most of them are tier 8s and 9s, so no tier 10s. That was good. And there's our first shot. E50. I did manage to pen twice and the shell is almost loaded. But if I had fired both the barrels at the same time, there would have been cooldown period. So that's why the single shot is very, very powerful. A phase 1 not really paying attention. So again, going for a little side scrape here. So he fires so it doesn't get a clean shot into me. And there it is. He also fired at my side, bounces. He is Amarak though, banger. 313. Some juicy rolls. Some juicy rolls. Another one, 300 roll. And what do we have up top? I wanted to put one more shot into him before I move forward, and I did. Beautiful, 3000 damage. And what do we have? Light tank peaked, and this Skoda, he wants to take some revenge because I penned him earlier 3 times. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. He's peeking again. I tracked him. Come on, Skoda, you just ruined my game, or almost did. I take a shot from AMX30 down to 133. Not the good position, especially considering how the battle started. I started off really, really well, and now Skoda T56 is dead because he overpeaked to take some revenge and is now back to garage tank to a Sturm Tiger P. So loading both shells here. I know the light's gonna peek. I don't want to peek because he'll be pre-aimed. He will kill me. I do have 3372 damage. Waiting for the opportunity. There's the light. He is spotted, backing up for a good angle, and there it is. That's why they say alpha is the king. That 560 alpha comes really handy, especially if you have to go for those kill shots, because 560 of course greater than 280 if you're not actively engaging. And what do we have? Chrysler. I don't know where that shell went because usually the accuracy is pretty good. And now panned him again. He bounced. Looks like standard shells. He should have loaded a premium and just letting that gun work. Beautiful, beautiful. There's this tank behind me, and he kind of make it difficult for me, and I was hoping Chrysler to fire at him, and he did, and now I can punish the Chrysler. So even if there's a little bit of cooldown during engagement, it's not bad, as it gives my reload to catch up, because it's always reloading. The tank is always reloading as soon as you fire. There is essentially, in an autoloader, there's a cooldown of interclip or you're not loading anything, but not with these tanks. As soon as you fire, your second gun is loaded, so it is essentially a better version of auto reloader, or a 2-shot auto reloader that's always loading. So it does have a powerful mechanic, and I think the platform is good as well for this tank. And premium APCR just makes everything easy. 5468 damage, 4 kills, 3 tanks remaining, and I am charging. As you can see, even in the medium train, the turret tank does maintain its speed or get to speed quickly. 37, I was going 37, now a little bit slower. but you can maintain 37, 38 fairly easily. Yep, my team is pushing forward as well. They are being cautious. I'm not sure why, because their tanks were spotted over on the other side. All three of them are spotted, but I guess they didn't look at the map. Now closing in so I can get some extra damage. It's been a while. It's gonna take a while since I get there. But as I said, the tank is available with the Black Friday event, and if you have the M47, you can get this tank at a 50% discount because you get the bundle, so you get the tank and the skin. But if you don't have the M47, you want to buy it yourself, well, you get 30% discount. If you ask me whether you should buy the tank or not, well, I usually buy the Black Friday tank. I did buy the M47, but I'm not going to buy this one because it's a tier 8. And I want to leave some tanks so that hopefully they'll be available in the future. And we do get so many tier 8s that it just doesn't make sense for me to buy these tanks. I just usually save my gold for tier 10s or the ultimate season pass, as those are the best value for money. But if this was a tier 9, I would have definitely bought it. I just don't play tier 8s that much, and I don't see myself playing this tank. It is a good tank. It is not bad. It is good, but the only thing is it is a tier 8. And yeah, it is 50% off, but gold is expensive these days. You have to be very careful how you spend it. It's up to you if you have the gold, sure, but if you're someone like me who has limited gold, I wouldn't be buying it. I'm gonna save for the next event, and maybe we'll have some better deals starting tomorrow, because it did say we get new deals every Tuesday. One enemy tank repairing, 6321 damage, 4 kills. And there's a charioteer. He is now dead. So that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this tank and if you're planning to buy it or not. And I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.